Hi, this is Liz Lord with Compass. If you're looking at this video, it's because you're thinking about maybe buying a house somewhere in Northern Virginia. So I thought today I'd talk to you about some of the first steps to think about when considering buying a home here in the area. So often would-be buyers will reach out to me and they'd like to have a consultation, and they're doing that before they've spoken to a loan officer. And I always say, hold on, let's do something first. Let's connect you with a loan officer and have you go through that conversation to understand what your budget may be. It's not necessarily that I want you to get pre approved right away, but at least have that preliminary discussion to figure out what might be the best loan product for you, what your timing should be, what your loan options are, and whether you're interested in getting the pre approval now or later. And remember that a pre approval is good for 90 days typically. So after that conversation has taken place, that's when I really step in and have the opportunity to discuss with buyers what their needs are, their objectives, their timing, the neighborhoods of interest. And we typically do that in an initial consultation where we meet in person or we have a Zoom or a phone call, whatever works best for my interested potential client. After that conversation is when you, as a buyer, think about whether you'd like to work with me. And if you would, we'll then have a follow up conversation to go over kind of final details about exactly the types of property you're looking for. And I'll usually set up a search in the multiple listing service or MLS, as well as set up a separate search on my brokerage site to capture any off or pre market opportunities. Before I actually actively start showing you properties as my client, I need to have you sign an exclusive buyer agreement. That's an agreement between you and my brokerage, which details the relationship that we're going to have together, as well as the compensation for my services. Now, because of this case that's getting settled over the summer here in 2024, it's likely that we'll see a shift in the way buyers agents are compensated. But in the past, and likely in the future, there will be a continuation of sellers paying all or a portion of my fee when I work on behalf of you. That'll either be negotiated with the seller, or it will be something that we work out together separately. But either way, we'll need to have an exclusive right to represent the buyer agreement signed up before we start working together officially and before I start showing you homes. Once we do that, the process can take anywhere from a few days to a few years. It's really driven by you, the buyer. And my job is to show you as many properties as you'd like to see and be a resource, a counselor, an advisor so that we can try and hone our process to get you to the right property that you would be interested in putting an offer in on. When you do want to put in an offer, that's when that lender comes back into play, and you'll need to get a pre-approval letter that's specific to the property and specific to the price that you want to offer for that given home. In terms of the contract and the documents itself, I have a separate video where I walk through the key elements of that. But I will just say that I'd love to work with you. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions about that process up front and the decision making that you go through in terms of selecting a realtor to represent you as you find the right home for you and your family. Thanks so much.